Welcome back to Mass Appeal. The weather is warming up and your pet's probably itching to go outside for a run. So today, we're joined by Jim Helems to show us some ways to get our pet ready for spring. Jim, thank you so much for joining us. And you've brought Booker with you.
Yep, this is Booker. He's my 2-year-old Australian Shepherd.
Now, it's winter time, dogs are getting ready, but they're getting a little coat of blubber on them. So it's important. First, let's talk about eating tips for dogs coming into springtime.
It's really important. I mean, there's a lot of controversy over what to feed your dogs. I am a believer in feeding grain-free dog foods, plus adding a lot of natural type of stuff to their foods.
Really?
I mean, I actually feed a lot of raw foods myself, raw eggs, egg yolks, blueberries, all kinds of different vegetables, meats, and I think it's really important for your dog.
So you don't, I think a lot of people get caught up in just giving your dog dog food.
That's
but
just
real raw foods.
Real raw foods. I think it's really important.
And hydration's important too, right?
Yep. Never ever restrict water from your dog.
You always have to keep the bowl down?
Always down.
Because some people pick the food up and take the food away, but always keep the water down.
Always keep the water. A lot of dogs are actually dehydrated, so they don't get enough water.
Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is pet stretching, because it's very important to do it just like we stretch all the time.
Yeah, dogs are actually really good. They know they need to stretch better than us humans do. But a lot of times when we're just laying around with our pets or touching them, you actually want to pull on their skin. You can actually kind of just gently kind of grab a hold of that skin and you actually pull it. And what this actually does, one, it builds that bond between you and your dog, but it also actually helps stretch those muscles, those ligaments, so when they actually get out and run, they're not going to be really tight. So it makes a huge difference in your dog's ability to actually avoid some injuries.
And the nice thing is too, I think Booker likes it because I can feel him leaning into you. So that's normally a good sign, right?
Well, that's what I say. It actually builds that bond. They really do enjoy it. And it works really well.
And it's, I mean, especially because the spring and the summertime are coming, you can also be checking for ticks when you're doing the same thing. Yeah.
And you can do this year round. I mean, like I say, you're just laying around the couch, just pull on your dog's
instead of giving your dog a pat, just give it a little pull.
Yeah, it actually feels better.
I would think so. I mean, yeah, it's like a massage for us.
Yep, yeah.
Now, next, let's talk exercise, because I would assume because of the blubber and because of the fact they've been cooped up inside all winter, they need to start exercising more.
Right. What you want to do, especially if your dog is not fit, start really slow. If they have any kind of injuries, maybe you want to check with your vet. But there's all kinds of things you can do inside the house. You can do outside, even now it's cold and windy outside. If you got a set of stairs, throw a ball up and down a set of stairs and have your dog chase after that ball. That's actually a way of actually exercising your dog inside the house. Now, if I take Booker down here, I'll put him in front of the table.
All right.
There's other exercises that you can actually do. One of them is actually called a dance. You actually hold your dog like this, and you actually start having them walk backwards.
Okay.
All right.
Now, your neighbors might judge you if they can peer in through the window and see. Can I do it?
Yep, go ahead.
Booker, come on up. Come on up here. How do you do it?
Sometimes they just go down, just go ahead and pick him up. He doesn't know you quite as well.
Well, Booker, shall we?
Yep. And just kind of walk him backwards. Tell him what you're doing.
Booker, I'm walking you backwards right now. Walk backwards. Walk, 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 walk. Thank you.
And this is actually a way of actually starting to exercise. You actually want to do this for about 3 or 4 repetitions, like 15 to 100 feet, kind of starting really slow, actually doing it up a hill. So it actually starts building on that. So that's one of the exercises that you can actually start doing with your dog.
Now, Jim, a lot of us, I think, parallel our pets in the sense that during the winter we didn't get out a lot and we didn't do a lot of exercise. So there's ways that you can incorporate your pet and your exercise together.
Right, and that's actually what I try to tell people, because a lot of people say there's a kind of a rule out there, if your dog is overweight, more than likely we're overweight.
That's true. It's parallel. Dog's a man's best friend, and I think they're pretty close.
Yeah, so we all need to get out there. So part of our Adventure Dogs group is we actually teach dogs how to actually ride, well, not actually ride the bicycle, but ride with their humans, actually run along, and actually teach them how to behave themselves on the bike. There's different types of attachments that you can put on there. If you're a runner, we actually teach them how to actually pull you, which is a sport called canny cross. Canny cross. So it's canines cross-country running.
Now,
and so we actually work with that and actually teach you and the dog how to get out there and work together. So there's all these different types of sports and activities that you can do together, and a lot of people are afraid to do that with their dogs.
Now we're going to talk with Dakin Humane Society a little bit later on the show, and you're doing free classes there sometimes too to help a little dog training. Yeah,
we do a lot of different programs there at Dakin, both paid classes and a lot of extra free classes, and some of this is we actually do teach people because it's really important for the pet.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah. Well, Booker's looking great. I want to thank you for stopping by today. And Booker, I'm going to stretch your skin. It's always a pleasure. And if you want more information, you can always go to mymassappeal.com later today. Isn't that right, Booker?